Hi, my name is Brian Carver. I'm a parent in the district. I don't know if I agree with much of what Mr. Donahue said earlier tonight, but I do agree that probably most people were here to speak on either G7 or G6, and the time on the agenda for that was approximately 6:30, which we're now safely past, so anybody who was counting on that should be here by now. So I would just wanted to request, if it's at all possible, to rearrange the agenda so that G6 or 7 or both could be handled before any other lengthy items. I know people with kids and so on would appreciate it. Thanks.
Okay, Mr. Carver, who just spoke, just stole my thunder, but I'll go into a little more detail with that. First of all, before I get into that, I wanted to everyone here to note the woman that spoke before Mr. Carver. I'm sorry, I missed your name. She was speaking at public comment section on an agendized item. She made some comments, and you'll note that they engaged in a dialogue with that speaker. It just happened 3, 4, 5 minutes ago. The reason why the board and the superintendent engaged in that speaker is because that speaker was not proffering criticism. In this district, if you are critical, if you're a parent and you have invested in this district, in my case, my daughter, so I'm heavily invested in this district. If you're critical, if someone like me or anybody else is critical, offers criticism at a public comment and asks a question, they will beg off and say that they're not allowed to answer, which is false. But if a commenter is not critical or offers compliments or is neutral, then commonly, if that person is popular and well liked by these people, then they will offer answers. So, we should have a better school district than that. We should have a better school board than that. If parents have some criticism and they have some concerns and they ask questions, they should get equal treatment to those people that offer praise and are popular. So unpopular people should be able to get answers just like popular people. People that offer criticism should be able to get answers just like people that offer praise. It's only fair, and Mr. Affelt tonight just very clearly showed that this is not a fair situation that I had just made alleged earlier, and thank you, Mr. Affelt, for showing everybody that my earlier criticism was in fact accurate. Now I wanted to let everybody know here that I concur with what Mr. Carver just said. I asked Mr. Affelt before the meeting started, I said there's many new faces here. I happen to have some knowledge that a lot of people here want to talk about the closing of Anna Yates, which is a little farther on down the agenda. Could you please, Mr. Affelt, in deference to the parents that are trying to take care of their children, babysitting, what have you, could you please move that item up? It's a reasonable request. And our answer tonight, you can see by the applause that, in fact, that was accurate. But the answer from Mr. Affelt was no, he's not going to accommodate that reasonable request. Maybe it's because I asked and I'm commonly critical of the district. And once again, I just don't think you should behave like that. I think you should be more fair to the parents. And if people are critical, that's okay. You should be able to accept criticism and not, be so thin-skinned. And I just think you should just change your behavior. I think it was a reasonable request to move this item up, and you should have done that. So please do that now.
Mr. Affelt.
So can I just ask a question? Sorry. I was just gonna say, I mean, I typically don't. I think I've been on the board for a long, extended period of time, true enough. People have seen me, know me. I've changed a lot in the last 2 years, but been around. But I think it is really not accurate to have everybody walk out of this room and believe that your first statement is correct, because that is not true. When the item is discussed, and maybe it's true for you, and you know what? It's true for a lot of people. It's okay. I'm a liar. Is that what you said?
That's incorrect.
Oh, okay. I'm just checking because I'm not a liar. But I did want to say that I think it's important that everyone understand it's one thing to have Brown Act. It's one thing to conduct business in a consistent way. And you know what? It happens sometimes up here. If certain topic happens, true enough, you may have somebody jump in. But I think it's really unfair to say that one person is treated differently when in this case, this specific case, I'm telling you about today, and I'm just looking at you directly. When a person asks on a topic that was agendized, that's the whole point, the clarifying point, that public comment can be used for that. If there's a question of clarity, that was what was brought. So I just think, we're not sitting up here just to create rules for special people. I don't do it. Whether you think the whole 5 or 2 or 4 or whatever, I don't do it. But I think it's just really important to not have everybody here who's interested in a particular topic or whatever it is walk away feeling that that's the truth of what this board is. I just wanted to address that. But the other topic, you got solid question there, but I'm just saying.
And really quickly, I just so you know, when Ms. Fong was speaking, I felt criticized. So I thought her comment was critical of the district. So I think you get a response based on whether or not we think a response will be helpful. And so I sometimes think not responding is the best response. So.
The purpose of the board meeting here is to conduct the business of the district, and it has many aspects, and we have many agenda items, and to do so in an open and public and productive way. So we're endeavoring to do that. Doesn't mean everyone who comes up in public comment. In fact, our board laws direct that public comment is not for questioning board members or staff. It's for comment. That's the general purpose. Now, if someone makes a comment on an agendized item that provokes a board member to say, well, that's a good point, and that happens. But there's no requirement that every public comment and every person has the right to, you have the right to ask a question, but we've got to conduct our business, okay? In terms of the agenda order tonight, I did give, together with the superintendent, and it's my job to set the agenda item, so if you really hate the order, yes, I'm to blame. But the ECCL item, which I think most of you are here for, is informed by the items that are coming before it, including the item discussing the direction and goals of the district, the multi-year projections, less so on the student engagement piece, but we have students here to talk about the student engagement piece, and they have to go do homework, so they have priority on their items. So that's, if you'd like, we can, I have no problem with moving the ECCL item ahead of number 7, ahead of number 6, but I assume people might have wanted to talk on both. So anyway, that's, I will defer to Mr. Patz if he wants to flip those two. I would support such a motion. Other than that, we do have, this is probably a good time to say we have sign-up sheets on the table over there. Some of you folks have already signed up. Because we'd like to get a count, particularly on items 6 and 7. Who wants to talk? How many people do we have to talk on each item? So we can do that in an orderly way. So if you want to talk on items 6 and 7, please sign up on the sign-up sheets over there so we can conduct that portion of the meeting in orderly. Thank you. Is there any other comment on action item 1 around district goals? Okay. Do we have a motion?
And this is to adopt.
To adopt at this time these 4 goals.
The present 4 goals to the for the district for the next 3 years. I guess that's what the plan was.
Yes, as our strategic action goals.
That would be my motion. Did you get that, Lisa? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So,
Work with me, y'all. My motion is to adopt the 1 through 4 goals as a direction for the next 4 years, or 3 years, excuse me.
I will second.
A roll call, please.
Member Ash?
Yes.
Member Merriam?
Yes.
Member Pats?
No.
Member Dice?
Yes.
President Affelt?
Yes.